Hi, I'm Arthur Anderson III.
I'm Mike Steiner.
And I'm Andrew Burgos, and this is CCN, the Cali College News.
I'm thankful neither one of the C's stands for COVID-19.
Or coronavirus. I took some time to look it up and the facts, and here's my report on some things everyone should know about the virus. Ever since the rapid spread of COVID-19, many people are holding Generation Z responsible. So today we'll get an insight on whether or not they agree with the accusations given to them.
My name is Nick. I am 19 and I'm from Wellington, Kansas.
I'm Lauren. I am 22 years old and I'm from College Station, Texas.
My name's Kane Williams and I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee.
Are blaming us for it because they're older, they're more likely to get it, as we are not going to be as affected as bad.
So I know plenty of younger people aren't taking the virus as seriously as they should. And I also know plenty of older people aren't doing it either. So I think it's really both.
A lot of people in this generation went out on spring break and could have possibly brought it back.
I asked each of them what they missed the most.
Is working in Texas A&M's machining lab on campus.
Honestly, going to my classes and just seeing my teachers face to face instead of on Zoom.
Whether or not you agree, we can all do our part and shorten the length of this pandemic. So always practice your healthy habits and please stay safe out there. I think some of the things we are doing because of the pandemic might actually be better for us than how we were living before the virus hit.
Hannah Abu Faisal and Emma Spear have a report on Earth Day 2020, and I think they came to a similar conclusion.
I think we all could agree that if there was a bonus from COVID-19, then it would be low air pollution. April 22nd marks the 50th anniversary of Earth Day.
Bees are a keystone species. If bees die off, it will end most life. In nature, various animals depend on bees, their survival because their food sources, nuts, berries, seeds, and fruit, rely on insect pollination. More than 6 billion pounds of garbage, mainly plastic, end up in oceans and water sources every year. In 2014 alone, Americans produced about 258 million tons of solid waste, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
Instead of just watching our Earth rot away, start thinking of ways to save our Earth. Stop taking so many trips in your car because that gas pollutes the air. Start picking up trash that you see. Start using reusable bottles instead of just the plastic ones. We want to let it stay on this earth as long as we can, so let's keep it nice while we're here.
Mike, you did a story on how to maintain your car while the service stations are out until they can be open safely, right?
When everything is closed, there's nowhere to go, so your car sits in the driveway and Earth literally begins to slow down.
I read that too. Like literally, the Earth is changing the way it moves because we are not moving as much.
Yes, I spoke to my dad and to Cali's own master mechanic, Jim Ailey, to get some tips and tricks for taking care of your car while on lockdown. Taking care of the Earth is a big job, but taking care of your car, not so much.
For one, you need to check your oil. If it's black, change it.
Under the hood of the car, there's usually an identification tag, and that usually states the oil, the type of oil, the weight of oil.
Tires, you want to walk around and look at all your tires and check the tread depth.
I use a tread depth gauge. If the tires have bulges or flat spots, things like that, those tires would be unsafe to use and would need to be replaced immediately. I'm looking for the date on the tire as well.
Make sure your brake lights work, your hazards work, your turn signals work. Check your windshield wipers too. Pull them up and see if they're coming apart.
They will start to chatter or leave streaks on the windshield. That's an indication that they need to be replaced.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on right now with vehicles especially.
I know. I hate it because gas is so cheap and there's nowhere to go. Zoom, zoom!
Daryl Gaines set up Zoom interviews to talk with faculty and staff at Cali and see how they were handling the transition from their face-to-face classes to online.
Hi, this is Daryl Gaines for Cali Media Group. I'm here with Julie Crowd, a professor at Cali College, and today I'm going to be asking her a few questions on how she's transitioned into online learning. Okay, so my first question is, have you experienced any issues from working at home or telecommuting?
Well, there are a few challenges. I think the biggest challenge was just time. It took a lot of time to convert our face-to-face classes to online, even though I've taught online for several years. So it was just a different ballgame, having to rethink what should be. We're actually doing a hybrid, and so I meet with my classes via Zoom once a week, and then the rest of their coursework is online. So deciding what needed to be face-to-face and what needed to be online had some challenges.
I just actually had a little bit of luck because I had to organize a lot of online classes at the beginning of this semester that I don't normally have to do. So I spent a lot of time working with Shelby. He, at the beginning of the semester, he had a lot of really great ideas, and that really helped me to get off on the right foot in the beginning, I think.
Hardest part's probably just making sure we keep everything up. We're making sure that content's going out to the students, and we're just answering questions for all the faculty as the questions come up.
We actually found out from Cox that at least through this month, they are giving for free the high-speed internet to everyone. So we were able to get on board with that. And so far, so good. I haven't really had any issues with connectivity at all. So it's been great. And we have a lot of people online at the same time. So.
Well, this semester, my biggest advice would be, first of all, to stay in touch with their instructors. So if they are having any kind of issue, whether it's a tech issue or a health issue or a time management issue, just talk to their instructors. We're often willing to work with students, especially under this extreme circumstance. I think my second piece of advice is don't procrastinate. Again, for some students who are used to being in class and suddenly they don't have to be anywhere at a certain time, they've got to develop a routine. And if they think, well, I'll do it tomorrow, suddenly tomorrow becomes the next day, which becomes the due date. And so they really need to avoid procrastination. And then I also encourage our students to use all of Cali's resources. We have a student life counselor who's still offering assistance via Zoom or via phone call. We have our e-library resources. We have tutor.com that we offer free for students. We have a writing center that's gone online. So there are lots of resources available in addition to all of Cali's staff and faculty who are here to help.
Well, I'm still not a fan. I like going to class. I miss my classmates and some of my instructors. I really do miss having a daily routine.
Yeah, this homeschooling thing got old a while ago. I'm ready to drive to campus and actually sit at a desk for once.
And I also miss my sports. I mean, honestly, I miss everything about sports. I even miss watching baseball on live television, even though I don't know a lick about baseball.
So if there's no sports going on, how is it you have a sports update in this edition of CCN?
First off, it's depressing.
It's pretty boring, really.
It's tough.
The COVID-19 pandemic has banned sports until further notice. Some reporters have been robbed of their whole season. My sports family has had plenty of time to sit down and talk to see what they are doing on their free time.
Honestly, I'm not doing much. I am an instructor at K-State as well, so I have a couple classes that I teach for them. So I've been, checking in with my class and making sure that they're getting their assignments done and stuff like that. But as far as sports go, nothing.
Right now, currently what we're doing is we're in the midst of all this. We're actually looking now into the fall, and we're starting to prepare for the fall. We're getting all the schedule and logistic stuff together for volleyball and soccer and things like that.
I've been in TV for 13 years, and I spent about 10 and a half of that in the news side. So like today and weekdays, I've actually been kind of shifting over to the news side and helping over there cover whatever they need.
Imagine if social media was shut down for a certain amount of time and you made money off your post. This is how sports media is being affected right now.
I haven't sat in a TV truck in 4 weeks. Usually I'm in there, 30 or 40 hours a week normally.
Not only is watching sports a big part of my life, but it's also part of my salary. It's how I live. And so not having that income or not having that thing to do, going and covering a game or something is really tough. Right now, I would actually be gearing up for the Royals season. It's tough to imagine that it's not happening, but it's not. I will tell you that the Shockers basketball team has kept us plenty busy
over the past month or past couple weeks since COVID-19 kind of put the kibosh on all the sports season.
What do you do when there's no sports to talk about, no comebacks to write about, or no sports to even put on TV? You go and find the star players that didn't even get to start or finish their season and figure out what they're doing during these times.
We ran, I think, 2 or 3 stories just with a bunch of pictures with seniors because, they were so highly impacted by this.
When we finally defeat this virus, athletes around the world will be thankful to perform in front of thousands of dedicated fans. I'm Andrew Burgos reporting from Wichita, Kansas, hoping that soon my sports life will get back into the swing of things.
The musical 9 to 5, scheduled for April, rescheduled for May, is now set to take place in Robert Brown Theater on August 20th through the 22nd. Please contact the box office or visual and performing arts department to get your tickets. If you have already purchased tickets, those will be valid for the rescheduled show.
Ah, yes, the show must go on, and so must other classes. Cali College is offering online classes for students, community members, and high school students wishing to get ahead, catch up, or make the most of being laid off by continuing their education.
Contact the Cali admissions office for any more questions, or go on cali.edu to see the local summer offerings.
Both summer and fall catalogs are open for enrollment.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. This is such a weird way to anchor a newscast.
Well, hopefully we will be back in the fall. Until then, we have 2 more newscasts to finish off the year.
And we are looking for stories to cover, especially on sophomores. If you know someone who is truly story-worthy and would have graduated this year, please reach out by sending an email to our advisor, Meg Smith.
Tigers out.